rain whispered against the glass. Soft and relentless, the kind that drowned out every other sound until only memory remained. Here, in the heart of the city, neon lights smeared over wet puddles like blood on silk. I stood watching the street below, a ghost among the living. My name is Lucian, though the world has long forgotten it. Once, I was human, a musician who wrote songs about forever, but forever found me first, in a kiss that stole my heartbeat and left me cursed to wander in the dark. Centuries have passed, but time doesn't heal you. It only teaches you to pretend. In this age of glass towers and digital noise, I wear designer suits instead of velvet, drink wine instead of blood in public, and smile the way predators do when they remember they still can. But tonight, forever had turned restless again because I found him. The reincarnation, Elias. The boy who looked exactly like the one who betrayed me centuries ago. Same soft eyes, same trembling hands, same voice that could have calmed the monsters in my head, if not for what it had once done. I had sworn never to love again, never to forgive. But vengeance, cruel and precise, has a way of blending with desire until you can't tell them apart. I met Elias at a small gallery, an exhibit of forgotten art drenched in melancholy light. He was a curator, quiet, curious, a little lonely. He spoke about loss like it was something sacred, not something to be feared. I listened, my lips curved faintly, my hunger disguised as fascination. "Do you believe art can remember?" he asked me that night, his gaze so sincere, my own gaze darkened. "Art remembers everything," I replied, "especially the things we try to bury." Elias smiled, completely unaware that the man standing before him had buried lives, not just memories. We saw each other again once at a cafe, then a concert, then everywhere fate could orchestrate our meetings. And though I told myself it was all part of the plan to make Elias fall for me to watch him crumble the way his past self had made me crumble, my heart, if it still existed, began to stir in ways that frightened me. I started to dream again. Dreams of laughter, of warmth, of sunlight that could never touch me. But every dream in my world comes with a price. The night I brought Elias to my penthouse, the rain fell harder than ever. Lightning split the sky like an open wound. He stood by the window, fascinated by the storm over the city, unaware that behind him, centuries of my restraint were breaking apart. "You look as if you've seen this before," Elias said, turning to me with a curious smile. My voice was soft, almost reverent. "Perhaps I have. In another life." I moved closer, slow, deliberate, the air thickening with something neither of us could name. Elias's breath trembled as I brushed a strand of hair from his cheek. The touch lingered too long, too tender for a stranger's hand. "Who are you really?" he whispered, his eyes searching mine for an answer he wasn't ready for. I smiled, a sorrowful curve of my lips that spoke of lifetimes. Someone who's waited too long to ask for forgiveness. But forgiveness had never been my purpose. When Elias discovered the truth, the old journals, the faded sketches of a man who looked just like him, the illusion shattered, rage, fear, heartbreak, they all tasted the same to me, metallic and alive. "You used me," Elias said, his eyes burning with betrayal. "For revenge." My voice cracked like thunder. "You destroyed me once. You left me to burn." "I'm not him," Elias cried, his voice breaking. "I didn't do what he did." And there it was, the fracture between vengeance and love. The moment where centuries of hatred could either collapse or consume. I took a step back, the pain flashing through my inhuman eyes. The storm outside echoed my pulse, wild, endless. "No," I admitted, the word tearing from my throat. "But you have his soul." Silence filled the space between us, unbearable. Then, quietly, Elias stepped closer. Then let me free it. I stared, lost in a face that mirrored my past, yet shone with something purer mercy I never thought I deserved. I reached for him once more, my cold hand trembling. Our lips met, not in a kiss of desire, but one of release. The kind that carried both endings and beginnings. The curse that bound me trembled, then broke not in flames or light, but in stillness. For the first time in centuries, my reflection flickered in the window glass. My eyes widened, almost in fear. "I can see myself," I whispered. Ilias smiled through his tears. "Then you're alive again." Warmth spread through my chest and pain. Always pain. The cost of redemption. The taste of mortality returned like fire through my veins. I sank to my knees, rain from the open window mixing with the crimson blooming on my lips. "Don't cry," I said softly, my voice already fading. "This is how it should end." Elias caught me, holding me as if he could anchor me to life. "No, you can't." My voice became as fragile as glass. "I waited so long to forgive the world. Thank you for letting me remember how." As dawn broke through the clouds, the light touched me for the first and last time. Later, the gallery would reopen with a new piece at its center. A single portrait of a man in a dark coat, painted in strokes of crimson and gold. Beneath it, a small card read, "Lucian, the one who remembered." Visitors would stop, admire, and move on, unaware that at night, when the moonlight hits the glass just right, the figure in the painting sometimes seems to smile, faintly, sadly, beautifully, as though watching over the boy who finally freed him. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. If you were moved by Lucian's story, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more tales from the shadows. Until next time, stay curious.